A weekly live stream. My name is Nicole Willett. I own Breaking Even Communications, which is an online marketing company that works with businesses and nonprofits on their internet marketing needs. So we've been doing this for 14 years. There's 5 of us in the company. I'm just the chatty one. So every week I go live and talk about marketing and tech concepts as it relates to the small business owner. So if you like learning about marketing but don't feel like going back and getting your marketing degree, this is the place for you. And if you like this episode, you can scroll back and see past episodes of other things that we've covered here. If you want a more organized way to browse, I recommend either going to our website, the blog portion, and you'll be able to see things by category, or you can go to our YouTube channel and check out our playlists there. So today's topic is near and dear to my heart, and it's all about creating a short video because let's face it, if you're a small business owner, you're like, oh, these Instagram reels, these TikToks are one more thing I have to do. And it might feel a little bit daunting to figure out how to make a short video. Because let's face it, we've all seen short videos that are like really well edited and stuff, and we feel like our video needs to be there. But the reality is that with a lot of planning, or even with a little bit of planning, honestly, this job can be a lot easier and can feel doable. And what I'm going to take you through today is how I would work with you if we work together on a video, or one of the ways I would work with you. And you can take this and you can just use it to work with yourself or with your staff. And I do think that as you get used to kind of planning short videos, you actually get better at thinking about them. So these will be less and less work as time goes on. But the first video you make is going to feel like the most work, but you're going to get more efficient, like I said, and better at this through time. So I'm going to take you through a process that I think could work for you. And if you do actually make a video, let me know because I would love to see it. So the main concept that we're working with today is the idea of a storyboard. So no doubt if you've looked at, I don't know, looked into filmmaking or something, you've seen the concept of a storyboard. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it for our purposes here. And, first of all, like Canva has a ton of storyboard templates. So you can just look, Canva storyboard. And all I did was I just grabbed this really basic one and I started writing a script here. So step one, I grabbed a storyboard template and I wrote a script. So each kind of idea gets its own little box that I'm going to put things in that I'm calling ideas. Now, if I wasn't doing a live stream, I would honestly probably print this off and draw it out because that's how I think. I get more creative sometimes when I actually use a pencil and paper, but we can also just write down verbally ideas as well, which is what we're going to do here. So first of all, I'm going to just write out the script and I'm going to put kind of each section gets its own little box. And once I write it out, I'm going to actually time myself as I read through it slowly. You're going to be tempted to do this in a dead run. I totally get it because you maybe feel self-conscious about your narrating voice or something like that. But in doing this, you're probably going to figure out that either it's longer than you think it is or it's shorter than you think it is. I usually don't find I don't usually find that I've correctly estimated how long something takes. I usually have to cut it down. I know I'm a little chatty. So you're probably going to find the same thing. And in reading it out loud too, you're going to find issues with you're going to be like, oh, that sounds weird. Or, oh, I should switch these 2 sentences. And you're going to find that as you read it out loud, you're going to notice some of those things. So my first script here, every Tuesday morning, I wake up at 5:30 so I can get to a weekly 7 a.m. BAM meeting. BAM stands for Business and Marketing, and our group is based in Potsdam, New York. We meet at the Potsdam Public Library, but we also have a Zoom link for remote attendees. Okay, so I'm already seeing issues with this script, probably because I wrote it pretty quickly, but why do you care that I get up at 5:30 in the morning, right? I get up at 5:30 because I have to walk a dog and drive to this meeting, but it doesn't matter. So maybe to hook people, I might say I wake up early every Tuesday morning to go to a very special 7 a.m. meeting of a group called BAM. Okay. I'm not feeling at my writing best right now. I'm not going to. But I'm on a live stream. So I'm not kind of in the writing mode, but you get it, right? Like I'm gonna like rework this a bit. And BAM stands for, and our group is based in Potsdam. We meet at the public library. Okay, but we also have a Zoom link. So I might say Potsdam Public Library, and over Zoom in a hybrid meeting. Oh, that sounds better. And it's shorter too. It sounds better and it's shorter. So I'm kind of so step one, I've written the script and I've slowly read it. And you know what? I already hopped into step two without mentioning that I had, which is that I'm rewriting my text. Now, ideally, I would rewrite this, and then I would kind of sleep on it. And then I would look at it again, or I wouldn't have to sleep on it. I would just go do something else for a little while. And maybe I would also have another person look at it, because I think anything of length should be looked at by at least two people. That's just my idea of how things should be done. So I'm going to rewrite it. And by the time I've rewritten it, 1 to 2 times, I'm sure it's going to probably be pretty solid in terms of content. So step 3, after I've kind of figured out what I'm going to say, I now have kind of an idea under each of these boxes. And so what I need to do now is I need to figure out how to visually represent that idea in a video. So I wake up early every Tuesday morning to go to a special meeting. So I'm going to, let's see, what could I use here? I could use video of an alarm clock going off. I could do a video of me getting into my car while it's dark. So maybe I would go set up a tripod or something to be able to get that shot. So what happens in doing this step, BAM stands for Business and Marketing, and our group is based in Potsdam, New York. So maybe clip of map of Potsdam. That might be long for just a picture of a map. So maybe I want to add something else here too. Maybe a screenshot of Facebook page because it has our name in it. So you get the idea, right? I'm like coming up with ideas of things that I could have visually representing the idea that I've written below. And so this might be a combination of stock images or photos, or stock images or video. It might be an animation. It might be a video that I shoot, like an original video. So I'm going to figure out like what I need here. And in figuring out what I need, that will help make sure that I have the shots so that when I'm editing the video, I have all the assets that I need. So that might, you might come up and be like, oh, I think one of my staff members took a video of this. And so you remember to ask them, oh, hey, can you, send me that video that you took, that kind of thing. So you're going to want to, like I said, come up with a couple of ideas for each kind of storyboard thing, because the more things you have to work with, the easier your job is going to be in the editing process, which is the part of the process I think that intimidates most people. And this last thing is a final kind of storyboard step that I do, which is that if there's going to be a text overlay or like some kind of like overlay link, I'm going to figure out where those kind of titles are going to go. Like maybe maybe the first slide, I want there to be a why I wake up for BAM or something like that. Maybe maybe I want that to be somewhere on that particular, I guess, part of the shot. So I don't necessarily want that to display the entire video, but I want it to display on that first slide. So I would figure out things like that, because when I'm editing the video, I'm going to put those in kind of as a last thing, and knowing where they go is going to also save me some time. So that's kind of all the storyboarding stuff I'm going to do. But, I've got a couple more things to do before I'm ready to actually edit. The 5th thing I'm going to do is I'm going to record a nice audio. And the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to probably use a microphone like this. And just to give you an idea, by the way, you don't need like a fancy microphone. I mean, I live stream multiple times a week, so I have like an okay microphone. But if you just use a separate microphone from your webcam, so like my webcam is a good 1.5 feet away from me right now as I'm filming this. And what I'm going to do right now is just switch so that you hear maybe the difference between the audio. Okay, so this is the good microphone. So listen to that. Now I've switched to my webcam microphone. So, so this is my webcam microphone again, and then I'm going to switch back. And now I'm back to my good microphone. So I'm not sure if you heard a difference there, but like, I mean, ideally you have, but in recording something that's not, off a webcam that's far away from me, I'm gonna be a little bit easier to hear. Now, if you don't have a fancy microphone, no worries. You know what has a voice recorder? Your phone. And your phone does a pretty good job with being a microphone because, it was meant to make phone calls. And what you can do if you want, you can go in your car, you can go in your closet, something that's kind of closed in, that has some soft things around you, and that will give you a nice sound when you record your little script. So I would go and I would record. I wake up early every Tuesday morning to go to a very special 7 a.m. meeting of a group called BAM. BAM stands for, I would do my reading, my clean audio. Now, as I'm recording, what I'm going to do is before I start recording, I'm going to pause and just collect the sound. Okay. And that is going to give me like the sort of noise profile of whatever room I'm in, because let's face it, any place we are, I mean, most of us, there's going to be some background noise. It's going to, whether it's the hum of a light bulb or a refrigerator, whether it's a sound of traffic, there's going to be some amount of background noise, unless you, I don't know, have an audio studio or something that you've specifically built to have no background noise. Most of us have background noise. So what we can do when we record this is we can take that clip of nothing before we start, sample it, and we can say, delete this throughout the whole audio. And so that gives us a nice clean noise profile. The other thing we can do is we can normalize the volume. So what that does is like, let's say there was one part where you talked really loud and then one part where you talk kind of soft. It would just take it and it would kind of bring those things closer together so that the sound waves are, a little bit less extreme, and it makes it so that the volume is a little bit more normalized. And then I would export it. Now, there's tons of stuff you can do in Audacity, but I find even spending like, I don't know, a minute doing both of those things makes the audio sound much better. So now in this ideal world, I've thought through what clips I need. I thought through what video I need to shoot. And so I've theoretically gone and shot it. I've done my audio recording. And so now suddenly the tech part, which really hangs people up, I just bring everything together in a video editor. So, I am not one of those people who likes to work on my phone, but I know some people do. I like to work on a computer. And so I use software, called WeVideo, but I mean, there's tons of these out there. I'm not saying this is the only one because it isn't, but I find it's web-based. It's relatively inexpensive. It's like $90 a year or something. And, they have some templates you can start with in terms of, and you see things. So these two first ones are vertical, and this one's a more rectangular. But if I wanted to, I could just create a new edit. Yeah. So here is my blank thing. And what I can do is I can import that audio that I recorded, those video clips I'm going to use. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them upload, and then I can just drag these different videos into different sections. Now, anytime that something is on top of something else, so like there's one, so the top thing is going to show. And currently, unless you mute one of them, both audio is going to be going off. So you can individually turn off the audio on different tracks. You can kind of move things around. You can cut things. I mean, it's really, it's pretty straightforward to like move stuff around. If I want to add text, there is the ability to add these, text overlays and things like that if I want to. So because that I planned everything out, this part is pretty, it's a pretty short amount of time to do it because I've done all of the kind of pre-thinking before I got in there. Now, if I just opened this up and was trying to like make a short video, I think I might feel very intimidated because I'm like, oh, I don't know what I need or whatever. So getting yourself organized is, I think, a way to use tech place, like WeVideo. I like InShot, like for if I'm doing it on my phone, and lets you, instead of stressing out about how the tech works, you will have done all the kind of creative thinking up front, and then the tech is just used to implement your creative ideas. So all this to say is that over time, this is going to get easier. You're going to get better at, thinking about what to say. You're going to be better at understanding kind of how long it takes for you to say something. You're going to get better at sourcing clips or thinking of ways to use video and photos that you've already taken, maybe in another way. So, yeah, that short form video. It's honestly not too bad. It's a really fun way to be creative. I love watching short videos, so making them has been a natural progression. But I get how it can feel like one more thing to do, and I hope that this process allows you to see that, you know, they can be fun, and you can plan them out and have them be as creative as you want them to be. So thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them as a comment on this video, or you can reach out to me privately as well. Always looking for ideas for these kind of streams. And I so appreciate your time watching. Thanks so much.